The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Terence. That's the smartest thing.
You're a legendary promoter.
Like Benavidez. You.
He had one leg.
You gonna look like
He had
him with
one
one
leg.
leg.
He had one leg.
I'm gonna make you do the stanky leg. Now stop him. Y'all gonna say he was too weak.
On my life.
And he stayed at 147.
You would not stop
too long.
me. You would not stop me.
Okay. I'm gonna make you do the stanky leg.
One leg.
Stanky leg.
Just give me my props.
So where's Errol Spence? We haven't heard from Errol Spence since his fight with Terence Crawford. Now we've been seeing Errol Spence out and about, hanging with the wife, hanging with the family. But as far as boxing, we haven't seen Errol Spence Jr. When I say where is Errol Spence, I don't mean literally where is Errol Spence at. It's none of my business. But I mean, where is he at mentally, right? Where is he at mentally? Actually, we haven't even really seen a lot of his fans, right? A lot of the guys that was in the comment sections, a lot of the guys that was making posts, a lot of the guys that was making videos, ain't been seeing him. But Errol Spence, we haven't seen him at the fight to support his stablemate and friend, Jamel Charlo. He wasn't in the attendance. He wasn't in the building. Errol Spence Jr. seems like he's just removed from boxing. And one would imagine if he's going to be preparing for Terence Crawford, if he's really interested in that rematch with Terence Crawford, you would think that Errol Spence Jr. will be training for Terence Crawford. But I think at this point, it's just going to be about the money for Errol Spence Jr. I think if he hops back in that ring with Terence Crawford, it's going to be all about the money. Because while I do understand that a guy needs time off, etc., 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 I think if you're going to be going into a fight with a guy, a serious guy, a very talented, strong guy like Terence Crawford, you need to be preparing for that fight in each and every way possible. But where is Errol Spence? Where's his fans? Where's LT? Where's Sean T? We haven't seen any of these guys since that fight, man. It'll lead you to believe where they really boxing fans. Where's loyal to the game? We haven't seen him in quite a while. Now, he did address some things after the fight and gave Terence Crawford full credit and everything, but we haven't seen him since. And it will lead you to believe that a lot of these guys, or at the very least some of these guys, was only Errol Spence Jr. fans, not necessarily boxing fans. Maybe that performance that he put up against Terence Crawford was a real eye-opener. Maybe it was a real heartbreaker for a lot of fans, a lot of Errol Spence fans, a lot of guys that was riding for Errol Spence. I mean, come on. We've been going back and forth for years about this fight. But I didn't think it was going to be like this, to where they essentially just disappeared. They're gone. There's only one Spence fan that I see still hovering around the boxing streets. And you know who you are, right? He's still hovering the boxing streets, still doing his thing, right? But most of these guys are gone. Most of them are gone. They couldn't foresee that outcome. They just didn't. They can't believe it. They still can't believe it. But where is Errol Spence, man? Where is Errol the Truth Big Fish Spence Jr.? My question is, when he comes back, is he going to still have that strong support that he had? Or did the fans turn their back on Errol the Truth Big Fish Spence Jr.? Did y'all turn y'all back on Errol after that fight? Did y'all turn your back on the Big Fish, who was regarded as one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing once upon a time, and now if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that he was never a factor at all. I come in the room, 1 minute everybody's in there. I come back 15 minutes later, everybody's gone. Where did y'all go? Where did y'all go? Because if he does fight Terence Crawford again, or really anybody for that matter at this point, he's going to need all the support he can get. He's going to need all the support he can get. So where y'all go, man? Why y'all dip out? Y'all done with boxing? Are y'all done with boxing? It's not looking good overall for Team Derrick James, I should say, right? Since he's the OG, the trainer of everybody, it's just not looking good for that whole stable altogether. They got a lot of work to do. All those guys, even Derrick James, they got a lot of work to do. Are they working? No, I don't think so. I don't think the big fish is really thinking about fighting at all right now. I don't think he's thinking about it at all. And that's cool. But when it's time to get back to work, what you go do? What you go do? We haven't heard word as far as this Terence Crawford fight. We haven't heard nothing new as far as is it still going to happen? Is it going to be at 147 pounds? Is it going to be at 154 pounds? We still haven't heard nothing yet. Terence Bud Crawford been here. He's been there. He's been everywhere. Errol Spence Jr., well, he's essentially been in the shadows like a ninja. He's been scaling the rooftops like a shinobi. You haven't seen Errol Spence anywhere. The Invisible Man. Total contrast from what things was a year ago, 2 years ago. And even while Errol Spence was inactive, it's still a total contrast from that time, from how things are today. But me personally, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for the big fish. I'm looking forward to seeing if the big fish are going to really come back and try to make a statement. Or was the fight essentially beat out of him against Terence Bud Crawford? Did Terence Crawford beat whatever fight that he had left in him? Terence Crawford beat it out of him. We're going to find out. I can't wait to see it. I'm always rooting for a guy on his comeback, though. As we all know, your boy should always root for a comeback. I'm always looking forward to seeing if a guy could make a successful comeback. It's not always easy making a comeback. But I'll tell you, if he's going to be trying to make a comeback against Terence Crawford, I don't think it's going to necessarily end well. But if he goes against somebody else, I would like to see how it plays out. But I think after that fight with Terence Crawford, the damage may have been done. Or it could be a situation to where Errol Spence knows now how tough he really is. Because he got stopped on his feet, right? He got put down 3 times. Referee Harvey Dock had to stop the fight because Crawford was putting the beats on him. But that was the only way that fight was going to get stopped. Unless Crawford A, knocked him out, or B, Harvey Dock stopped it. And Harvey Dock ended up stopping the fight. Will that have a psychological effect on Errol Spence after being in there in such a lopsided fight with Terence Crawford, getting counterpunched, getting just outgunned at almost at every turn, right? Couldn't even move, couldn't make no mistakes, couldn't do nothing. Will that have a psychological effect on Errol Spence? Will he be a gun-shy fighter once he hop back in that ring again? Because now he's going to be worried about getting countered. It's going to be a lot to see. And one thing I don't like, though, I hate how his fans abandoned him. I hate how his fans has essentially disappeared. Right? When the Bronze Bomber lost against Tyson Fury, your boy Bushido was still 100% 10 toes down for the Bronze Bomber. And still is. He just ain't been getting no work. But I know there's a lot of Errol Spence fans, man. They got the up out of Dodge, bro. They left dude hanging. But when Spence does come back, and when he decides to come back, and maybe he's not ready to come back yet and start talking boxing or entertaining the fans or anything, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But when he does come back, I expect all his fans, all these guys that's been battling throughout this civil war between those two guys for these past 5 or 6 years, I expect all those guys to be standing behind Errol Spence 10 toes down. despite that performance, who cares? See, I think a lot of people, like they want to be with you when you're winning, but when you lose, then that's when you see who's really there for you. And Errol Spence is probably getting that's probably a real eye opener for him, right? Or he could just be simply just focused on his family, not paying too much attention to it. He probably expected this, right? This tend to be, you see who's really there for you when you're at your lowest. Is Errol Spence at his lowest? He may not really care too much. He got the bag. He got in there with a great fighter like Crawford. Crawford's a bad muff. Hey, I came up short. I tried to get him. He was just too damn good. Now I'm in the rematch. I'm going to try my best again, see if I can get him. If not, then, I lost to a great fighter in Terence Crawford. Right? So, like I said, man, salute to Errol Spence Jr. I wonder where he's at, what he's doing. How's his mind state? Is he looking for revenge? Is he just looking to do something else? Right? Or is he just looking to collect one last payday and just ride off to the sunset and just chill out with his family? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.